Flapjack Flip-Out was published in 2020 by Mind the Gap Studios. It was designed by Peter Newland and illustrated by Thea Baldwin. Mind the Gap Studios provided this in exchange for an honest review. 2 to 6 players flip pancakes to serve their customers. Players grab face-down flapjacks to place on their griddle, flip without touching, and trash face-up any that are dropped. If the flapjack lands in your griddle face-up, place it face-down in a pile in front of you. Once you think you've all the flapjacks in front of you to fulfill an order, ring the bell and show everyone. There are different orders that you'll race to fulfill. If a player rings the bell but filled an order incorrectly by revealing the wrong flapjacks, they are out for the round. Correct flapjacks are placed near the order. These can be used by all players toward fulfilling the order. As you saw, there are a handful of flapjack flavors plus 2 special tiles. Moldy can be placed atop an opponent's flapjack pile to ruin that stack. Daily specials can be traded in for 2 flapjacks in the trash pile. Once a player's fulfilled 3 orders, they win. To break it down, prepare flapjacks, match orders, and outperform your opponents. That's Flapjack Flip-Out. Our games of Flapjack Flip-Out, including setup and takedown, have averaged 10 minutes. The games could go a little bit longer. This game really depends on luck and speed. The ideal player count depends on what you want out of this chaotic game. More people means that the supply runs out quicker, it's less likely you are the one to fulfill an order, and you could get bumped or someone could put the moldy flapjack on one of your piles to cancel it. You'll need at least 3 by 4 feet to play this game with 5 or fewer people. Square or circular tables work best with odd numbers. A 5-year-old could understand the rules, but the aiming and hand-eye coordination means this is probably best saved for kids who can read, have better hand-eye dexterity, and can reach across the table. In our second game of Flapjack Flip-Out, Mom immediately filled an order. She grew cocky, filled with false hope that she was going to win. Because of this and my skill, and not randomness at all, I managed to fill the next 2 orders. That slowed me down by filling his first, but I put them out of their misery soon afterward. Flapjack Flip-Out's components are nice and sturdy. The pancakes are thick tiles, not cards. The griddles are like paddles. It all feels high quality. Unfortunately, everything was all staticky when we first tried to play, and the tiles just stuck to the griddles or slid around when we tried to pick them up. Make sure you try to remove the static charge before your first game. The box is a bit long to fit in a purse, but you could toss this in a big backpack. It's so easy to teach, learn, and explain that it's a good sleepover game or something for indoor recesses, lunchrooms, and so on. You know, if there wasn't a pandemic. Because this is simultaneous, you don't have time to make decisions. You just grab, flip, and play. Thankfully, there's the memory element of placing your flapjacks in front of you, so you'll have to remember them. Someone may be good at flipping, but bad at remembering. Because the orders of flapjacks can come out in any order, plus the chaos of the actual gameplay, this is extremely replayable. It's a great game to play a few times with friends. Then again, some people are going to hate having little to no control over things. This game feels more like a race than some racing games we have. You don't know what people have already discovered, so you can only guess how close anyone is to fulfilling an order. Since the winner only needs 3 orders, things can change in a hurry. It's very tense and stressful. Maybe take out the moldy flapjack if you're playing with people who don't like negative player interaction. Daily specials are cool because they add a bit of mitigation, but you need to time them correctly. Is it worth the time to trade in and grab something specific, or should you just keep randomly grabbing flapjacks? There are only a few of those special tiles, so if you want to play without them, it doesn't throw all the balance out the window. Despite my usual love for sticking it to others, the moldy flapjack is my least favorite part. You could have been working a long time to find those specific flapjacks. To have that be wasted randomly is frustrating. Flapjack Flip-Out is a real-time race with a dexterity element. It's chaotic, silly, and almost completely random. Some people laugh throughout the entire 10 minutes, and some will grumble and hate this. You know yourself and your group and or family. Hopefully this video helped you decide if it's a good fit. As for me and my family, I can't wait to play this at a convention with others.